Overtime sounds great, especially if it's paid. But in the long run, really? How many of you watching this video does overtime 2 to 3 times a week? Click like if you do, or you can just leave us a crying face if you're really sad about it. So, are we Malaysians overworked? Well, it depends who you ask. If you're the boss, you may feel that employees need to buck up on productivity, finish work on time so they get to go home to have dinner. Fair enough, right? Then again, when does work ever finish? Like done. It's so ironic that we keep hearing about the importance of work-life balance. Yet, people keep working themselves to unhappiness, illnesses, and eventually death. Just 2 months ago, this man from Penang collapsed while traveling back from Singapore to JB. It was later reported that he slept only 4 hours a day because of work schedule and died of a sudden heart attack. And the most recent case during Ramadan, this 35-year-old Indonesian doctor had to cover his colleague's shift while everyone's on holiday. He worked non-stop for 4 days and finally died because his heart just couldn't take it anymore. And speaking about overworking, how can we not talk about Japan? They even have a special term for that. It's called Karoshi.
In Japan, people working themselves to death. There's even a term for it, Karoshi. Now, a government report on the subject says 1 in 5 workers are at risk. Suicide, heart attack, or stroke the main causes. Japanese workers spend much longer hours in the office than those in other countries, and attempts by some companies to create a better work-life balance have come up short.
Japanese advertising firm Dentsu was in hot soup after one of its overworked staff committed suicide. She clocked in an extra 100 hours a month in overtime. Now, before she died, the girl left a note written to her mother, saying, "Why do things have to be so hard?" The head of company had to resign over this incident. On average, Japanese work 8 to 12 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week. Aside from long hours, they almost never utilize their annual leave. 20 days goes to waste. And the reason for this has a lot to do with the culture and mentality.
She says before he died, her husband physically and mentally exhausted himself by working 14 hours a day for 10 years straight.
In Japan, people think that they will be liked more if they work longer hours, that they are showing how motivated they are by surviving on very little sleep. We really need to change this bad mentality in Japan.
Right. So our contract says you shall work 9 to 5 or render 40 hours of service a week. But it doesn't say you shall not leave before your boss does, even if you've completed your work. It doesn't say leaving work on time is perceived as not being a team player, and there goes your bonus and promotion. And that 8 hours also doesn't include bringing work home, meeting overruns, project mismanagement, and that email you get at 3 a.m. from your boss. Work also die, don't work also die. Plenty of studies have shown an increase in working hours doesn't mean you'll be more productive. Research published in the British Medical Journal discovered people working more than 55 hours a week have a 33% higher chance of stroke and are 13% more likely to get coronary disease. Not to mention, sleep disturbance due to stress leads to depression, which in turn kills productivity and creativity. It sends your well-being mentally and physically into a downward spiral. So guys, stop cancelling your massage or facial appointment. Just go! #MeTime. Clearly, overworking is not good for us. Even the extra cash can't make up for the sacrifices that comes with it. But why do companies, bosses, and sometimes employees ourselves still do it? The perceived value of clocking in that extra hour isn't just money. Spending more time at work is like earning a badge of honor to show that you are a committed, hardworking, and valuable member of the company or even the society. It's the easiest way to show that you're not taking it easy.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
In the US Silicon Valley, leaders of tech giants brag about their insane working hours. Tesla CEO Elon Musk does 100 hours a week. That's working for 14.5 hours for 7 days. GE CEO Jeffrey Immelt also does 100 hours per week. Yahoo CEO Marissa Mayer clocks in 130 hours a week, including sleeping at her desk. Well, if I want to be a team player, should I be doing what my boss is doing too? Unlike Koreans and Japanese, most of us, especially the millennials, rarely get called loyal to their companies. It's very simple. Why would you want to be loyal to a company that's not loyal to you, or a boss that judges your value based on how fast you reply a 3 a.m. email, or just simply has no respect for your personal life? Bosses, don't forget, behind all your productivity statistics are empty chairs at family gatherings, hours lost that could have been used to practice a hobby, and just generally time to do stuff that stops us from killing ourselves. Just saying.